Oh, you're very welcome back to Ireland AM. We're talking sweet spice and all things nice in the kitchen this morning with a dairy-free twist on an apple and cinnamon cake.
You nailed that one, didn't you?
No, actually, that was brilliant.
We're here with the fantastic Paul Knapp. Good morning to you, Paul.
All these puns and everything, yeah. Welcome, good morning, how are we all?
All things nice.
All things,
yeah.
Paul.
What are we having?
We are making an apple and cinnamon spiced cake with a Biscoff frosting. So if you look at it, it's all plant-based, all dairy-free, it's all vegan, all those other bits and pieces. So it's really, really simple and really easy to do, OK? All of the ingredients that we're using, the links are up on Ireland AM socials, as well as you can watch this back on Virgin Media Play, so no excuse.
You have a lot of bowls here, right?
We've got a lot of bowls. There's a lot of stuff going on.
Bovla.
So basically, it's really, really simple, OK? So what we've got is like all cake mixes. You've got your wet stuff and you've got your dry stuff, OK? So the most important thing, first of all, is turn the oven on. 160 degrees, preheat it, so we're ready to rock and roll, OK? So what we're going to do is we're going to just take our wet stuff here. So what I use plant-based milk there. So I've got 300 mils of a plant-based milk, and all we're going to do is we're going to kind of create like a bit of a buttermilk. So I'm going to put in there is just a tablespoon of lemon juice, all right? Yeah. And I'm going to pop in there again then is just some vanilla essence goes into there like that. And real time, you'd leave that, so at room temperature, you'd leave that for about 5 minutes. And what's going to happen is just the acid is going to start to react there with some of the milk, and it's just going to start to thicken up ever so slightly, OK? So then we get onto the dry stuff for the cake. So I've got 350 grams of a self-raising flour. And into that, I'm going to pop in there a little bit of baking powder, all right? So the baking powder, even though there's baking powder in the self-raising flour, is just a little bit. Because it's quite a dense cake, we need to give it a little bit of oomph, do you know what I mean?
Bit of a lift.
Bit of a lift is what we're going to give it, exactly like that.
Does the buttermilk help do that as well?
It will just react because the lemon juice is going to react with the baking powder.
Yeah.
And what's going to happen is that's going to cause that chemical reaction, and then you're going to get those little bubbles, and it's going to add those kind of like little light and airy bits and pieces. Lovely. So we just sieve that off like so, like that. That goes in there. That does help making that light as well. And we're going to pop in there just a pinch of salt goes in there too, just to enhance the flavour ever so slightly. And then we're going to sweeten that up there with a 100 grams of white and 100 grams then of a soft brown sugar. So what we put in there is I put in cinnamon because it's like autumn, load of apples around and stuff like that, you know. So you've got all those like autumn spice, and I love the autumn. I think it's one of the nicest times of year, and I think Ireland does autumn really, really well. With the cinnamon, you can put in as much or as little as you like. So if you're kind of like you've got a tolerance to it, bang in a little bit more, and if you haven't, then just kind of ease back.
I'm a big fan of cinnamon. I'm
it.
lobbing it on the porridge in the morning.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. It's great to help regulate your blood sugars and stuff like that, OK? So what we've got then is we've got this. So we're going to pop that into our food mixer like so, and then all we're going to do is we are going to add then the wet stuff to the dry stuff. So we're going to put in there kind of like our buttermilk goes in there like this.
And was that oat milk you used?
Oat milk, yeah. And what I use there, Kevin, I used the barista oat milk because it's slightly
creamier, is it?
Yeah, creamier and higher in fat. And all we do is slowly bring this together. It doesn't take long to bring together, OK?
And this is what I was interested in, because I was doing a bit of baking the other day, the different heads on this.
Yeah.
So why would you use that one as opposed to the scraper one?
So when you've got the scraper one, that's if you're making, say, like the cream and your butter and your sugar together or something like that. So it'll be that together, right? Oh, there you are then. With this, because I want to kind of just whisk it and it's not too heavy a batter. If it was slightly thicker, I would use that paddle attachment, but because I just want to whisk this together, that's all I want to do is just bring that together. That's literally all that takes on that, like that. So that's your cake batter, OK? Yep. And what we're going to do then is we're taking 300 grams, about 3 apples, OK? So you can use any apples that are out there. So there's loads of them that are around, different types of varieties. I've got some pink ladies because they were just at home and stuff like that. So if we put those straight into that, what's going to happen is it's going to sink down, OK? We add these last of all. We don't want to put them in while we're mixing because it's just going to turn into a big smush, all right? So what we do is if we just put in a little bit of flour into these, OK, into any fruits that you're going to put into a cake, and all it's going to do is it's going to coat them in flour. So when they go into the batter, they just kind of stay where they are and they don't all sink down to the bottom, OK? So you can do that with blueberries, raspberries, strawberries, you name it, whatever fruits you're going to use, you can do that like that, all right? So that's this like so. So we're going to pop that there. So all we do then is we take this and we add that into...
Sorry, so that's just to kind of keep it in the middle of the batter?
Yep, so it just stops it from going all over the shop. Right. We're going to pop that in there like this, OK? That goes in there like that.
Cinnamon and apple would be great too.
Do you know, this came from...
You're sorted.
In the evenings, I'd sit there sometimes and get like a little bit of a munch on. So I'd get an apple, slice it up and put peanut butter on it. And there was some Biscoff that was on the side and I tasted it and it was like a toffee apple. So that's really, really nice. So I said, what can I put together that will kind of like complement each other? So I said, you know what?
That's very healthy, a slice of apple with peanut butter.
Yeah, it's lovely though as well, do you know what I mean? So all we're going to do then, right, is we take our tin, which we have lined. Okay, so I've just put a base line in and just around the edges, and we're going to pour in our mixture like so. We're going to pop this in the oven. This goes into the oven, all right, for 1 hour and 15 minutes. All right, so it's quite a long bake.
Yeah. And the cake tin, will it? It'll rise quite a lot, will it?
It doesn't rise too much. There is a rise on it, but it's not a huge amount. As I said to you, it is quite a dense, kind of heavy cake. Do you know what I mean? So it's a nice cake to have with a cup of tea, and also you can serve this like warm if you wanted to with a little bit of custard, or you can serve it with some cream. All right. So that's that. I will say that goes into our oven. 160 degrees, and we bang that in there for 1 hour and 15 minutes. So set a timer, happy days,
yeah.
okay?
Very long time.
And you don't necessarily need to use cooking apples when you're doing it.
No, if you use cooking apples, what you're going to have to do with the cooking apple is you're going to have to sweeten it. Whereas with this, it's already pre-sweetened, okay? Just quickly on our frosting, all we're going to do is we're going to take some Biscoff. So I've got about 200 grams of Biscoff, which goes into there like so.
That comes in a jar.
Yeah, it does, yeah. And then what I'm going to put in there is a little bit of a plant-based cream cheese, just to stretch it out a little bit. And then to sweeten it up is I put in a little bit of icing goes into there like that, just ice and sugar, okay? And what we would do is we would bring all of this together. I just caught for a little bit of time, so I had one I made earlier. We bring all of this together, and this is your frosting, okay? You can use it if you wanted to and sandwich it in a cake or something like that, or just frost it on the top. We'll leave that there for a second because this is what it looks like when it's quickly whisked up, okay? You get this lovely frosting.
Why would you not just have Biscoff? Why
you can, absolutely. You're Tommy Bow, you can do whatever you want because you're going to exercise and burn it off afterwards, you know what I mean? But for the rest of us...
What difference does it make?
It just mellows the flavour down a little bit, okay? Take the cake out, leave it to cool down. You want it to cool down for at least an hour or so, right? So it's not too hot.
Putting on your
before
icing.
on your icing. And we're going to lob on our icing like so.
Look at this. Are you a Biscoff fan?
Oh, love it.
We're going to smooth that
in the jar?
Oh, no, the biscuits.
The biscuits.
Yeah.
Do you ever get it in the jar and ever just horse into it?
No, I can't.
Yeah.
Before Paul came in, I didn't even know you could buy it in a jar.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And then we're just going to finish that off with some crumble biscuit.
You wouldn't stick biscuit, just have a spoon.
You lob the spoon in, yeah. Oh, no,
Would you?
You would if you.
Yeah.
Now, it's not always why I buy the jar, but inevitably I end up just lobbing a spoon in.
Because when else would you have Biscoff? Would you put it on? You can't put it on
your
toast
apples.
or anything.
With your apples.
You can. You can put it onto a bagel. You can put it on there. Use it as you would do like a peanut butter.
Would you? Right.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So the first slice is always sometimes a little sacrificial just because of the greaseproof paper.
That's pretty
on there.
good, to be fair.
Yeah.
Well done.
And then we're just going to take that out.
Look at that.
And if you wanted to, you can serve that with a little splodge of a plant-based cream, like that, as he sticks his arm into it.
And
like
and that's crushed up. So how did you crush up those Biscoffs?
I literally just
Like
put them
this?
into a food
With a rolling pin, Tommy.
stick them into a bag and just take out your frustration on them.
Did you give a good smash?
Absolutely, yeah, into a little plastic bag. And there we have Firefighting Chef's
Let's give it a
plant-powered
taste.
apple, cinnamon and Biscoff cake.
That's lovely.
Oh, yum.
I'm after getting 2 desserts now, 2 days in a row, 2 cakes.
Yeah.
I can't say which one is better because Catherine will come fly tackling me.
That's okay.
But this is lovely, lovely
Which
cake.
one's better? You look up or down?
Good question. Paul Knapp, the
Thanks so
firefighting
much.
chef, thank you so much.